Hello! Finally it will be some sort of diorama on this channel, at least we will try to do something similar to that. So Miniart manufacturer have several room interior kits. One of them I decided to purchase myself. Yep, actually there is no diorama in this set, but all interior stuff that you needed to build one. All that stuff that exists in this box are painted on this box art, and that details for one living room. Not so many details, but they high detailed, precise in connection, and in the same moment they are small. On this side we can see all that we can find in this box. But there is one main issue here, that floor and walls, including parquet or some other decoration, is up on you and you can't find it in this kit. But carpet and some paintings you can find it. Short instruction, assembling process should be quick. Actually, you can assemble all that furniture even without instruction. Each detail consists from several parts. What's interesting, we have 3 frames for paintings here. Most of them are very popular, so it can be a little bit strange if you hang that masterpieces in random living room, but why not? And 2 paper carpets on your choice. Let's start from the chairs, 2 of them. At first we separate details with our tools from sprue. From one hand, Miniart kit not as cheap as we wanted to expect, but they have cool details in their boxes. And they provide a lot of interior models of armored vehicles and civil one. Okay, we can glue it, for example with Tamiya extra thin glue. But while connection is good, details by itself small and it can be inconvenient to install them together. But it's okay. So just to be careful and avoid too much glue. So 2 chairs completed and 1 similar sofa. The same assembling process, except there is additional leg for this detail. Small table for gramophone, and yep, legs for it very small, but not fragile, and the connection points is convenient. Okay, here we have our furniture. One of the most interesting detail of this kit, pendulum clock. I wasn't too accurate with it, so now you can see putty here. That basement also wasn't easy in work, because consists from several details. Now I sand this putty. At first I use sandpaper with a grit 600 and then final grit 1000. To achieve smooth plain surfaces of this detail. Put them together, sanded upper part and the clock basement. Also we can see here a door, but it is too early to install it to the other part of the clock, because we have to install here some transparent plastic parts in it, and also we have here a decal. All the pieces I will paint separately and then in the end connect them together in one piece. Lampshade, interesting detail that consists from lights. This big straight part and a basement. I don't know how to correctly settle this shade on the top of it, but it seems that you just have to put it on the top of the lights. Yep, one more defect on this detail that I made. Let's fix it with a small amount of putty. The secret here is in applying a small amount of modeling putty and smoothed it to the original relief as closer as possible, so in that case it would be much easier to sand this putty and to receive a smooth surface. And here is all furniture, all details from this kit except transparent parts and decals and some paper parts. I put them on a toothpicks, it would be much easier to paint them. So, small interior kits that could be assembled during weekend. Few words about painting process. We can use here red or yellow primer or something like that. After that I prepared different tones of brown and ochre colors. For this sofa I choose ochre for textile soft parts, and the wooden parts of this sofa would be painted with the help of hand brush. I use their saddle brown color. I want to paint these details in the same way as they represented on the box art. You can change a little base colors with filters or oil paints if it needed. Radio, apply on it more yellowish ochre. There's also would be black parts. Frames for paints, use here acrylics gold from Vallejo Game Color. Interesting here that gold acrylic covered over yellow and red primer for different frames, and we can see the difference. Result of airbrush works. Wooden furniture was covered in saddle brown. For pendulum clock there was a mix of saddle brown and wine colors. For soft furniture there was ochre and some other colors for minor details. For metallic part of this clock I prepare a mix of gold and ochre. It can be difficult to paint that inner parts, but should be carefully. In any way, some dirty spots we can hide with one more layer of base color. For chains I use almost dry brush, but in the end we receive cool detail. A little bit of gold with the help of hand brush was applied on door of this clock and on the bigger table for radio, which also has some golden parts. In the same way we provided black on radio, but there also would be a decal piece, and chrome for metallic parts of gramophone. And that's all for painting, with different colors. And after that everything was covered with a fine layer of gloss varnish. I use this one, Mecha series from Vallejo. As for decals, we have 3 of them for clock, radio and gramophone. Drop the decal for 30 seconds in a warm water, then use liquids for decals. For example, from Vallejo, prepare surface with one liquid, then put decal on it. In general, typical work with decals. This decal for gramophone a little bit oversized, but in general it's okay. The decal for radio is quite precise, looks good, but not the last decal. While with the plastic details connection everything great in Miniart kits, there can be some issues with decals. I talk about their sizes, and this decal for clock oversized too much, 1 mm from all sides of this circle. Hopefully the door will hide oversized edges of this decal, so in the end everything would be okay. And in the end I covered the decals with alcohol-based liquid. After that a layer of oil liquid wash, dark brown as usual, to add some contrast to relief of the details. It's better to work carefully here, and that would be easier to remove excess amount of wash in the end. Also I added small amount of red-brown oils on a brown furniture and brown oils on the yellowish details. And then protect everything with one more layer, this time final layer of gloss varnish. So now we can finally assemble all these parts together. Door for this clock, remove some amount of paint on connection points, and then I apply very small amount of extra thin glue. It allows us to connect transparent parts and to avoid some damage on them. In the same way, connect door and clock together. very interesting, complicated detail of this pendulum clock, but it looks great. And that's all. Some of details that more complicated looks more interesting, some other more simplified details looks not so great maybe. Unfortunately, there is no decals for these chairs to imitate some textile textures on the soft parts. If you want, you can provide that with a hand brush. And the last step during this video is to locate details on their places. Well, actually we have some details behind the scenes, I mean paints and carpet. For them we needed some walls and floor to install them, and yes, I have some ideas and some materials for such an installation. So in the final episode I hope we receive a room with these details from this interior kit. And that should be interesting. So unusual kit that brings fresh feelings, fresh experience compared to some armored vehicles. And thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day and see you next time. Bye.